Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to Jakim Cigar Journal with your host, myself, Jakim. And this evening, I have a banger of an interview with a fellow cigar enthusiast, a fellow cigar aficionado, who also
Absolutely.
happens to be my very best friend. We've been best friends since about 5 years old,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
uh, you know, and we're gonna chop it up with you guys this evening and talk about cigars, cigar lifestyle, and possibly this life in general. But before I do that, I just want to go ahead and introduce you, my good
Oh
brother. Let
yeah.
everybody know there out in the Jockey Cigar Journal world who you are, sir.
Yeah. Hello, world. My name is Darren. As John has said, we have been best friends since we were very young. I'm living out here in North Carolina now. I used to live in New York years ago, there by way of Atlanta. So now I'm in North Carolina where life is good. I can't complain, and you know, enjoying life as it comes, man. Taking it in,
That's
taking it
it.
in.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it, my brother. That's it. I hear you. I hear
Yes,
you.
sir.
And things are treating you well there in NC.
Hey man, I cannot complain, man. It was a I came here for one reason and stayed for another. So you know how that
Okay.
goes, right? So
Absolutely.
yeah, man. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Life is good.
Absolutely. I'm sparking up, man.
Yeah. I'm
I
about to do
got
the
an
same.
Espinosa
Mm,
601 red label. I don't know if
nice,
everybody can see that. Espinosa 601 red label. This is
nice.
Nicaraguan long fillers with a Nicaraguan Habano wrapper. All
Mm,
right. And from what I understand, also these leaves are also aged. So we're gonna jump into this during our conversation. Probably
yeah,
won't finish it before we end, but I'll definitely let you know what's going on my side with
yeah,
that.
yeah. Yeah,
Um,
I'm about to hit this Rocky Patel age limited rare. I don't know if you've had this. This is
all
the
right,
wrapper that came on it.
okay.
I don't know if you
Oh,
can
that's
see it. Yeah.
yeah. That's a
Yeah.
great, yeah. That's a nice looking rapper, nice looking
Yeah,
band. Yeah.
very nice looking. It's it's aged 2 years.
Okay.
San Andreas rapper. So we'll see what it does, man.
Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely. And what you sipping on? Oh, yeah. What you sipping on?
Oh, tonight I pulled out the little Buffalo Trace tonight, man. I'm a
Ah,
purist.
okay. Yes, I have had that
Buffalo Trace, yeah, man. You
Buffalo
know how
Trace.
I'm not only a cigar enthusiast, but I'm a whiskey enthusiast as well.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
And
Yeah.
and
Yeah. I got the
what you got?
I don't have the bottle over here with me, but I do. I got the glass. I have the beverage in here. I have the Aberfeldy. Got a little
Okay,
Aberfeldy this evening. You know,
all right.
and I got a
See you with the Glencairn glass. Okay,
there we go. There we go. And I have
uh,
I got a brewski here on the side as well. So I'm two fisting, if you will.
well, my second fist is with water.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
It's good for
hydrate.
you.
It hydrates, also cleanses the palate. So we'll
Yeah.
get into that a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I just had some water before I started the broadcast, man. But
Hmm.
this has been something that we've been talking about for a long time.
Yeah,
Uh,
man.
Finally, have brought it to fruition. D, I'm so glad you're on with me tonight. We're gonna
Oh
chop
man,
it
thank you
up
for having me. Thank you for having
about
me.
cigars, man, and stuff like that. So,
Mhm.
my brother, how long have you been puffing, bro?
Um, since it's what I have a good anchor date, if you will. So I
Okay.
started puffing. My first cigar was New Year's Eve, 2K, 2K. You know,
Oh man,
19, 1999 and going into 2K
right?
was my first cigar, man. And
Real.
it was
Yep.
there's a Macanudo glass tube, and I believe you gave it to me, sir.
Yes, yes, yes.
That was
Absolutely. Yeah,
my
that
gateway
is,
drug, man. It's funny how that happened.
yeah, absolutely. I remember that night well. And in fact, let me see if you remember this. That's the same night where I was sipping and I was really in the zone. I was definitely inebriated, and I remember standing there talking to you, right? And
Right.
I was drinking a beer. Yeah, I'm sure you remember this. And I said, "Here, hold this," and I fell out because I knew I was going down. You remember that?
I was I wasn't gonna say anything, but yeah, I remember that.
I had the calculation to say, you know what? The floor is about to rush up at me. I said, "Here, hold this," and I
that
passed
was
out.
that
Oh
was
man,
hilarious.
yeah, that was
That was
crazy. That was a wild night, man. Good
yeah,
night,
man.
though.
That was
Good night.
one of many nights we've had.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah,
That was a
yeah.
funny night, man. I never forget that long as I live. Man. I said, "Here, hold this," and I laid my ass down on the floor like,
Hold
"Pow!"
this and just boom. Oh,
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
man. I
Yeah.
was like, my cynical behind. I'm like, you want me to finish this?
Yeah. Right. For real, for real. Wow. Good times, man. So
Wouldn't trade it
you,
for the
you
world.
I gave you the Macanudo, and I remember, basically, it's like, in football, giving a handoff, man. You took that ball and you ran with it, and
Oh man,
you have been, from what I know, all over the place in your cigar journey. But
yeah.
after that, where did you start tasting, and where are you at now with it?
Well, like I said, the Macanudo, very mild cigar, the first one I had. And then I kind of went. I won't say I went rogue, but I, kind of started puffing on everything. And right, I didn't know. I wasn't really
Hmm.
paying attention. I really wasn't paying attention to wrappers, fillers,
Right,
the construction of the stick, anything like that. I was just going to stores and picking things
right,
up. Then the more I puffed, the more refined my palate got. Right. So then I
right.
started to notice. I started noticing things on on the initial draw, on the and like right now I'm tasting this one and I'm getting a little pepper on the tongue. Right. So then I
Right,
notice, okay, the first third is tasting this kind of way, and as the more I puff,
right.
the more timing, more spacing I put in between the puffs, how the flavor changed a little bit, how the retro hit,
Hmm.
those kinds of things. So
Right.
I went from I went from the Macanudos, the Fonsecas, um, early on. I got hooked for a long time, man, on the H. Upman vintage
Mm.
Camerons, and
Yes.
I
That's one
was
of my
stuck.
favorites too.
Oh man, I
Yeah.
was stuck on that vintage
Yeah.
Cameron for a
Yeah.
long time,
Yeah.
and then from there I just branched on, man. Now I mostly puff um, medium to full or entirely full, depending on the
Right.
mood.
Yep.
Um,
Same like me.
and right now I'm on my go-to sticks, if you will, are the LFD Double Lajero Robusto.
Hmm.
Love that. That's really it's one of my main go-tos. Um, the Avo Fogado is the 660.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's a
Yes.
good smoke.
Yes. Yes.
Oh
That
man,
Fagato. Yeah. Yeah. I like that stick as
Fogado.
well,
Oh
brother. Yep.
man, that's one of my favorites. But then again, you can't go too wrong anything in that Davidoff line. You just
Right. True. True.
and
True.
that's when I want to spoil myself a little bit, man. If I want to go
Yeah.
beyond that, then I'm pulling out the big guns, if you will. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I'm at right now, man. And
Absolutely.
hey, man, yeah, I like to blame it on you, as you know.
I'll take the blame, sir. I'll take the blame on that. Absolutely. A few of the sticks that you mentioned this now. Also, some of my favorites. This is why I guess we are best friends for damn. I mean, many years.
Mm,
40 something years at this point.
yes,
And
sir. It's a blessing.
exactly, it is a blessing. The LFDs, man, definitely that forgot. It's funny because I had the forgotten the first time this past summer at New York Cigar Week,
Okay.
and that was actually one of the second evening of the event. They had those out at a lounge in Manhattan, and I absolutely loved it. It was great.
Yeah,
You know,
that is an
and,
amazing stick.
and then
And it's not too bad on the budget either.
right,
Right. I think
right.
I live not too far from one of the major brick and mortars. I don't want to name them, but they're one of their major distribution warehouses is within earshot.
I know you're
And
talking about. Yep.
uh, I went in there and I can get them for maybe sometimes between $9 and $11 a stick.
Okay.
So fortunately, I live in North Carolina, so we don't have the horrendous cigar tax
Oh my God.
or smoking tax. So
Yeah.
at $9 a stick, that's good. Where I can imagine in New York, New Jersey,
Yeah, it's ugly. It's ugly. Northeast is ugly with the cigar taxes. It's really, really ugly. We go. I got a couple of comments a little later on in the broadcast here about that, but yeah, it's definitely ugly, man.
Yeah.
But that, like I said, in LFD, when you can get them, that Andalusian Bull is a great stick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, I have a couple of Andalusians in
Yeah,
Humidor right now.
you can get them. They were also at the New York Cigar Week this past summer. And I found out the reason why it's so hard to get. I think they only had 3 rollers of the Andalusian Bull, and they are now moving up to 6. So we'll see what. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Shouts out to them. I love LFD. But yeah,
apparently there is a new Andalusian Bull, a different, a little bit smaller size, a little bit smaller gauge, that they're selling, but they're only. I just read the article the other day. I think there's probably 3,000 boxes, and they're selling them via NFTs. So it's an auction. So yeah,
gotcha.
That's coming our way or should be out by now. But hey, I have a brick and mortar, another brick and mortar that's close to me that fortunately the owner looks me out. So when they get hold of them, she calls me. She's like, "Hey, they're here. Come now."
Gotcha. Yeah, absolutely. That's cool. So, let me ask you this: what type of activities do you like to do? Are you into when you're puffing a cigar? Myself, I take up from my father, who of course you knew well, and I enjoy some jazz on a Saturday or Sunday. And I sit back and do whatever I got to do, work wise, business wise, and I'm puffing. I like to zone out. But what type of activities you get into when you're puffing the sticks?
It's funny you say that, man, because again, we'll probably say it 100 more times. Being best friends, your father was my father as well in the neighborhood, right? So I would often be at your house and enjoying that same jazz, right? So they say no man is his own person, right? We take and we borrow, we steal from other people. Right. So I say that to say I too enjoy jazz. I sit out here in the sunroom and I'll have some jazz on, man, even some hip hop, depending on the mood. And that's my time for me to zone out, to just leave everything where it is, right? So I work for one of the major healthcare systems here in North Carolina, and I'm in IT. So my week, starts Monday, 6:30 a.m. I mean, I'm hopping. I'm hopping until I force myself to get off the computer because I work from home. So there'll be times where I'm sitting at my desk with 12, 13 hours, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is my time, right? So I'll go from there. I normally puff by maybe once a week, maybe twice. But at those times, man, I like you said, I zone out. I'm listening to jazz. I might be watching a good movie. And enjoying a beverage, just kind of mellowing out. That's when I'm at home. Sometimes, man, believe it or not, I'll grab a lawn chair and go to a lake and just sit stare out into the distance, man.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
completely zoned out, man. And for me,
That's a good time.
yeah, exactly.
That's a good time.
It hit. I pushed the reset button when that happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And it's funny, right? Because kind of kids we were. So
Yeah, yeah,
it's the polar opposite of what
yeah, yeah.
I guess it's what 50-year-old men do. You
That's
know?
right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So those are my enjoyments.
Yeah, yeah, I gotta agree with you on that. I mean, who would have thought, again, how we grew up and type of environment we came from, that to sit down and just gaze off into the distance would be such a wonderful thing to do.
Oh
you know,
man.
I just had a
Get mad when a bird fly by. It's like,
right,
what you
right,
do?
yeah, yeah, yeah. You're just taking it all in. I just turned 51 a couple of weeks
Mm,
ago, and
salute.
salute. And so now, 50, of course, you got the top of that mountain, and now you start coming down the other side. So
Oh
now
man.
I'm starting to take, excuse me, them steps over the other side of that peak now. No, I feel great. I'm blessed.
You look good.
Uh, Thank you, brother. Many of us that we grew up with never saw this, never saw
Yeah.
50 or 51. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. But I'm blessed. I'm thankful, super
Hmm.
thankful, super grateful for being here and alive.
Right.
And enjoying life, and just taking it easy, and doing what it is we do. Um, Let me ask you this, brother.
What's that?
What's the cigar scene like in
Mm.
NC? Because we know this like in New York, we know this like in Jersey, but what is the cigar scene in North Carolina looking like?
So where I'm at, I'm in a little pocket. I'm in between two major cities. So I'm in between Durham and Greensboro. If anybody knows
Oh,
anything about North Carolina, we kind of starting from the top, major cities coming from Virginia down. So you'll have like Raleigh, Raleigh, Durham, which they're sibling cities, I should say. Excuse me. Then
yep.
there's a little lull. Then there's Greensboro. From Greensboro, you have Charlotte, and then you're into the South Carolinas. Well, and that's not to say that there's not a scene in like Rocky Mountain, those areas. I just haven't frequented them.
Right.
Um, Raleigh and Durham is starting to come up, and I have a friend who has a cigar business in the Raleigh Durham area, is doing very well. But Raleigh Durham, um, in this area here, there for years has been cigar pockets, but you had to be a member
Mm,
of the place to even get in,
really?
right? Yeah.
Okay.
So and that's because of the
Interesting.
laws here in North Carolina where there's a lot of areas you can't publicly smoke.
Wow.
You had to be a member, and in North Carolina, it's law where you have to have a freestanding building, so your building can't be attached on any side for you to
So,
smoke inside.
wow.
So yeah,
Wow. So if you have a club or lounge, so I guess because a lot of places I have been to, even in I was in Tampa back in 2019, or sorry, Orlando, my bad, and you had a couple of cigar lounges, really nice ones that were part of I guess, for lack of a better term, a strip mall. You know
exactly.
what I'm saying? So you can't do that and see that.
And see, no, if you touch
Got it.
on any side,
Got it.
you
Got
can't
it.
smoke inside.
Wow. Okay.
So
Okay.
there's a lot of places. So a lot of people have been a lot of places that I've gone to have redone some old dilapidated houses
Hmm.
and turned those into lounges. So
Wow.
you'll
That's a good
literally
idea.
have right. You'll literally have a house, and they'll redo it in two floors,
Right.
basement, and
Yeah.
have a
It's
cigar
it's
lounge.
a cigar lounge. That's slick. I like
Yeah,
that idea.
yeah.
You
So
know.
that says here, Charlotte has really picked up, man. Charlotte has a
Okay.
cigar week, and they do it big
Yeah.
down there. So
Right. Right.
I'm a little too old for that, but I don't do the big club scene kind of deal anymore.
Right. Right.
I will do a good lounge.
Right.
With some
Right.
grown man conversation going on. I should say grown folk conversation. I
Right.
don't want to alienate anyone, but
Right. Right.
that's where networking gets done, business gets done, that kind of vibe. That's what
Right.
I'm into. Not to say that there's the other things not going on and people turning up, as the kids say. That's their scene. I'm not really
Right.
into that anymore. But it's really big. It's really big in Charlotte now.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. That's what's up. Now, going back a little, you did say, with a grown men talk or grown folks talk, you
Mm-hmm.
switched it up. But here's something I want to ask you because, and I've been asking this question to a lot of people I interview.
Mm-hmm.
Um, ladies in the cigar world, man, have stepped in.
Mm-hmm.
They've kicked open that door
Oh
with
yeah,
those high heel stilettos, and
yeah.
they stomping hard right now.
I like it. I like it.
Everywhere I look, the ladies are repping. They got their own brands. They got their own blends. Shout out to Drunk Chicken. I spoke to that sister a couple of times. I'm actually gonna be interviewing her soon. Um, Desiree out of DC, beautiful, gracious sister, humble
Mm-hmm.
sister, but she's doing her thing. There's a sister here in New York who has her own lounge, and what have you. So women are representing, and a lot of them are very serious about the cigar culture.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then there's some other stuff. And then I heard, I was talking to a lady, and she's like, well, there's also people with some ladies out there who are basically modeling the cigar culture. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna interview her, the young lady that said that.
Yeah, yeah.
But I see a lot of serious women in this, and I want to know what your thoughts are about that. Women have came into what used to be a man's realm, an older man's realm at that, and have turned it upside down almost. You
Yeah.
know, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, initial thought is like you said, man. There are some ladies in the game who are killing it.
Mhm.
We have a mutual friend, Cigar Femstar. She
Okay.
yo,
Yeah.
she's been doing her thing for years, man. And you know, at its first glance, you know, it it's starting to get a little over sexualized. Uh,
Mm. Yeah.
with
Yeah.
with anything, I should say,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I'm seeing that too.
yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. A woman who is about her cigar game, enjoys a good stick.
Right.
Um, you know, I welcome that.
Right.
I
Right.
absolutely welcome that. And when we can speak about business, and she's not overly impressed by what I'm saying, I'm not overly impressed by what she's saying. We're just
Right.
having a good conversation
Station. Right.
over a couple of sticks. I applaud that. That's what it's supposed to be about. For me,
Right.
that's what the culture. I don't like the word culture. I feel like we throw it around too loosely now. That's what the
Okay.
cigar. That's what the cigar lounge etiquette was.
Right.
You come in, you have your stick. You're meeting with people. You're talking, and that's what it's about. And that's the part where women come in that I absolutely love about.
Right.
However, I don't want to say this and it comes out wrong. My
No, I
delivery is
got you.
not my delivery is not great sometimes. So let me just kind of
No,
break this down.
take your time.
Um, I hate to see women come in and the guys are nudging each other immediately because
Right.
then it's no longer about the cigars, right?
Right.
I get it, absolutely. I am 100% man.
Right.
I love to see a woman puff cigars. There's something very sexy about a
Right.
woman puffing a cigar.
Right.
However, I don't think that we as men, or I'm not going to say all of us, I will just say most of us, don't appreciate it for what it is,
Mhm.
right? We again hypersexualized. Oh, we're thinking other things. It's anyway.
I
I'll say
got you.
this.
I got you.
I'll say this. Women in the cigar game, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Right.
That's it.
So I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. And I just want to throw this in there, and ladies, because a lot of ladies do listen to check out the YouTube channel, and I appreciate that. Big up to you. But I actually have heard this from other women, where, like, say for instance, I always say Instagram is a great tool, but it's the devil sometimes because it has transformed a lot of different things into something else. So, and the same thing I think goes with cigars. So you have, like I said, you're serious women who are about cigars and business and stuff like that, and they're enjoying that part of it. And then you have, I guess, cigar models, if you will. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen, you know, ladies pose with, a cigar stuck in their bosoms and almost ain't got nothing on. You know what I'm saying? So, like, okay, is she a cigar enthusiast, or is it just a statement? And then you see that a lot. There's a lot of women who have sexualized women cigar smokers as well. So, again, we men get the lines of communication confused. Wow. So you have some men who, when they see a woman cigar smoker, they're trying to figure out, is she about the cigar game, or is this something else?
Or is she about the game?
Right, exactly. And I'll leave that there. You know what I'm saying? But, it is something else has become part of what we see in the cigar world too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's interesting. What I don't want to see happen to the cigar world is for it to become, I don't want to say diluted, but
it's happening.
Yeah. I would like it to see. How can I say this? I don't want to see it damaged because of certain images.
Well, it's happening. It's happening, and it's not only it's not only women. It's guys too. Right. So it when I started pumping, when back in the day, it was purely what it was. Right. It's about cigars. Now, just as many women as I see trying to be over sexualized or over sexualizing, like you said, cigar in the bosom, blah blah blah. I see grown ass men doing the same thing because it's become a fad.
Right. Thank you. Why did that escape me?
Yeah, everybody wants to smoke cigars now. It's like, wait a minute, no, that's not what you do. Like,
Thank you. That was like such a simple term. I'm in my 50s. Maybe I need some ginkgo biloba or something like that. But it just escaped me. It's like I'm trying to say something. But fad. Right. Thank you.
Fad, man. It's the cool thing to do, right? So, the etiquette is, you're not supposed to down another enthusiast when they're puffing their cigar and look at what they're smoking and kind of judge that way, right? I say that with an asterisk.
Right.
If you walk in and you're puffing a 6x60 and you're smoking it like a cigarette, I'm counting down because I'm going to watch you hit the wall in just a few moments because you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
And they're breathing in, they're holding in the smoke and doing all these other things that.
Right.
Yeah. No, come on, man.
Right.
Like,
right.
Learn. It's everything. Like everything in life, man. Learn what you're doing.
Right.
I've seen guys like. I've seen people. I won't just say guys. I've seen people pretty much cutting their sticks way down here.
Oh my goodness! Yeah. What are you
wondering why it's unraveling and.
Right.
You got the guy in the corner. He's got a butane lighter, but the flame is way up here, and he's like, what is going on? Like you trying to light the stick, and you roasted a brontosaurus burger. Like what's going on, bro?
Right.
So it's we're getting away from the enjoyment of it,
right?
With it becoming a fad,
right. I totally agree with you on that. What are some things that you do like that you're seeing in
Mhm.
the quote unquote culture, and
Yep.
some things that you would like to see either brought in or continue to happen with the cigar
Um,
culture?
yeah, some of the things that I absolutely love is the fact that um, it's starting to put people of color in circles where they would not normally be.
Mm,
So coming into the game, it used to be that, for me, and I'll be honest, I wanted to. For me, I always looked at a cigar smoker as an established gentleman who was about his business. He's on a golf course, he's doing his thing. So for me, in the business that I'm in, I thought, well, that's where the deal is going down on the
right,
golf course. And I'm I'm not really going to go on the golf course. First, I don't know how to play golf, so I need to learn how to
right,
play that, right?
right,
And then I'll need how to, I know how to drink. I got that. I want to enjoy a stogie and see what that life is about. See what the escape is. And in that escape, now I'm networking and been and able to brand myself and go to that next level as far as my business goes.
right.
So, and it's not just about cigar smoking. Like is this places I've always wanted to fit in, or I hate this. I use the term fit in, but yeah, I always wanted to involve myself in, and I had to learn what it was to be in that circle. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, like you said, jazz. Okay, I don't want to just sit back and be like, oh, I like jazz. I listen to David Sanborn. Like, really? That's not. I mean, that's contemporary jazz. I
Right,
want the I want the
right,
Mileses, and I want
right,
the deep down, and I want to
right,
understand what it is to play a melodic melody, like these
right,
types of things.
right, right.
So that's what I'm liking about the cigar game so far, where people are actually learning and taking time to go to these classes
Hmm.
learn what it is to retrohale and
Right.
break down the first, second, thirds of a cigar and those kinds of things. That for me is where I
Absolutely,
like it to go. Um,
absolutely,
yeah, yeah, yeah. But other than
absolutely.
that, you know, again, right now I'm in my curmudgeon phase because that's what old men do, and I'm starting to see these young kids get in here and just do what they do.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Well, I speaking about first, thirds, and all that. I am just about at the halfway point of this Espinosa 601 Red. This is the Toro, and I have gotten so it started out earthy. I want to say woody,
Mhm.
and then started turning to earthy and woody with some cream in it,
Mm.
some creamy hints to it. Definitely a great smoke. It's been consistent now since I've hit. Like I said, I'm kind of like at the midway point. It's
Yep.
gotten really consistent, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I'm enjoying this conversation.
Yeah.
And that's what we do this for. Good conversation, good company. Uh,
Absolutely.
Share thoughts on things like that. Let me ask you this because I thought about this recently.
Mhm.
Um, I guess many years ago, a cigar enthusiast might have been considered a person who was maybe super rich,
Mhm.
super affluent,
Mhm.
things like that. Cigars is considered I guess, in some circles, even now, a thing of maybe slight excess. I think that's why
Mhm.
they tax it so damn heavily in certain areas, right?
Right. Right.
We are now living in a very precarious time, right? We're still dealing with this pandemic and
Yeah.
things like that, the aftermath of that.
Yeah.
The economy is shaky.
Yeah.
If you, depending on who you talk to, we are in the beginning stages of World War III.
Ooh, I was about to say that. Yep.
Um, and yet we're sitting back sipping expensive cognac and depending on whatever, and a cigar.
Right.
Somebody else I looking in might say, well, these guys are, maybe not taking the world situation seriously,
Mhm.
as what would you say to something like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, the world's about may burn down tomorrow, and you guys are sitting here sipping and smoking cigars. Again, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I like to relax and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not flossing or nothing like that. But some people
Right.
would look at, think of cigar smokers as people as one thing.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say to that? You know what I'm saying? To somebody that might mistake uh, what we do as
Right.
excess or living in a super abundant or lavish lifestyle. What would you say to that?
Well, I really, I don't have anything on that. It's kind of like
Mm,
that. This is my escape,
right,
and this is what I do.
right,
I could run around figuratively with my hair on fire, worried about what's going to happen tomorrow.
right, right, right,
But
right, right,
but I can't.
right,
Right.
right,
This is in my box, my comfort zone, what I like
right,
to do.
right,
Um, there's a lot worse things that I could be doing
right.
with the $12-15
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
spent on the
yeah, yeah.
cigar, right?
Yeah, and I
So
think the prices went up on that too. But anyway,
absolutely,
I'm teasing.
absolutely,
I'm
right,
joking. I'm
right,
joking.
right. Some people might listen. I could be leaving the $40 on the nightstand if I really wanted
Right,
to.
right, right. For real, for real.
So,
Oh man.
so, so,
Oh,
I have nothing on that. People are going to be people. People are going to be
right,
judgmental.
right,
And I'm pretty sure as many uh, foul looks or misjudged things that they could say about me, I could turn around and say about them, right?
right,
So
right,
that's why cigar smoking is so enjoyable for me because I can escape what people may think, may say, may want to do.
right,
Um, Now, that's not to say I'm not concerned with what's going on right now.
right, right, right,
But again, we got this thing going over here in Ukraine. We got same situations going on here in America,
right.
and you know, depending on which side of the aisle you sit on, you can say what you
Yeah,
want.
right.
You know what I
No,
mean?
absolutely, absolutely.
So yeah, I have nothing on that, man. I think again, people are too judgmental, and
Right,
it's what I do, right? So
right.
yeah, I I
Yeah.
I
I
make a
think
decent living. I do
right,
what I do. I mind
right.
my business.
That's it.
I saw
Right.
it. It's funny you said that. I saw it on Instagram. My daughter posted it the other day. I'm just drink water and mind my business.
Mind my business. Yeah. I totally agree with you on that. I don't have too much on that either. I know I saw a comment that Steve Harvey wrote,
Mm-hmm.
and basically he kind of like said the same thing about cigars. He said, "Man, don't begrudge me this. I enjoy doing this. It helps me relax. I'm chilling out, minding my business, and I indulge in a cigar. Don't begrudge me that. You know what I'm saying? Don't take away some of life's just simple pleasures away from somebody. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
ain't hurting nobody. Um,
Right.
it is what it is. And like I said, we can't focus on just the negative. I was, as you know, I was in Kuwait, 2020, and I had cigar. I brought my cigars with me and had cigars shipped to me even when I was over there in a war zone.
Right.
So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So
in that case, and in many cases, you should not judge me for having a cigar. You should worry about what's going to happen if I don't have
I
a
don't have a
cigar.
cigar. Right?
Right?
Exactly.
That's what you
Exactly.
should worry
Exactly.
about. So you worry about the wrong things, people.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. My brother, let me ask you this: any cigar brands that you would like to try that you have not tried yet?
Um, any brands that I have not tried yet? Um, I can't think of any. Most
Okay.
of the time, if there's something that I really, really want to try, um, I'll sort it out. I'll order it. Um, I am finding along those terms. I am finding that the more costly cigars are not always worth the cost.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, there are some great entry-level cigars. There's some great
Yeah.
midpoint cigars, and there's some
Yeah.
great high-end cigars.
Yeah.
Depending
Absolutely.
on what you like. A tip for the people that are watching or listening in, for the newer cigar smoker, there are entry-level cigars at every strength. So I think people should take note of that as well. I didn't know that going in. You know, I was thinking, oh, you know, this Rocky Patel is $40. It's got to be
Yeah.
great, and it was trash, and it was a medium body. And I'm like, well, that wasn't nothing, you know, or mild.
Yeah.
That was anything.
Yeah.
So, I haven't had any. Actually, I lie, and I want to say this and blame it on my brain and not my heart. The one brand that I want to try is the Mana cigar.
Yes.
The Casina, the Parsons, you know, yeah, I have to order those. You know, life has happened
That's
since
what's
you
up.
released them. Since you
That's what's
released
up.
them,
That's what's
life
up.
has happened. I haven't had a chance to order them, so I'm going to order them here shortly. And
That's what's
that
up.
is the brand. That's the brand. The next brand that I need to go ahead and try.
That's what's up. Well, brother, I appreciate that, and you know what I'm saying, I will get them bad boys to you forthwith. And we're winding down on time, and I knew this would happen because once the conversation starts flowing with me and you, we can go on forever.
Oh man, we'd be on the phone for hours.
That means we're gonna have to do this again.
Anytime.
We're gonna have to do this again and talk cigars. In fact, when you do get the Mana cigars, right? We go ahead and chop it up again, and I'm gonna have you review the stick while we talk.
That.
How about? All right.
Done deal.
Everybody out there, thank you for joining us. It's my best friend, D.S. Withers, D-Riv. And, you know, we enjoyed sitting here with you and chopping it up and just talking about cigars and cigar lifestyle and things like that. I will catch you all in the next video. Don't forget, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And you can follow me on Instagram, of course, YouTube. And I do have my podcast, Smoke What You Like podcast, a cigar podcast. My bad. But D, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. We're gonna do this again, bro. And you know, again, thank everybody. Appreciate you. And thank you, my brother. Peace, man.
Absolutely, sir. Peace.
This is Smoke in the Air. Peace.
Yes, sir.